TomoNews presents Submarines.
Common sense. What's that? A very expensive submarine in India has been out of commission for at least 10 months, all because someone in the damn Navy forgot basic training. The INS Arihant is the country's first nuclear-powered submarine. It's equipped with torpedoes and ballistic missiles and cost a whopping $2.9 billion. Back in February, some genius left an external hatch open while the sub was at harbor, inevitably causing seawater to pour in once it dove underwater. The vessel's entire propulsion chamber got flooded as a result of the human error and led to severe damage. Water had to be pumped out of the submarine and the pipes replaced since they were exposed to corrosive seawater. The Navy at least knows not to risk using damaged pipes to supply pressurized coolant to a nuclear reactor. If only they can improve basic training.
The UK votes to replace Trident nuclear subs. For a small island nation, the United Kingdom holds what some consider an outsized role in global affairs. This is largely due to the country's nuclear strike capabilities, something that British politicians this week voted overwhelmingly to continue. On Monday, July 18th, the British Parliament voted 427 to 117 to renew the UK's fleet of Trident submarines, the country's sole nuclear weapons system. One of these four Vanguard-class submarines constantly patrols the world's oceans. The vessels are virtually undetectable because they use a nuclear-powered reactor. The submarines can be armed with up to 40 nuclear warheads, host 132 crew, and numerous torpedoes. Each measures around 150 meters in length. Nuclear missiles in Trident submarines have a range of up to 7,500 miles, potentially allowing the UK to strike most of the world. The fleet operate out of the Fastlane Naval Base in Scotland, with one always on patrol around the world. The British government estimates the cost of Trident to be around $40 billion, but some say that could rise to more than $200 billion over the project's lifetime.
NASA plans to send submarine to Saturn's moon Titan by 2040. NASA is planning to send a submarine to Saturn's largest moon, Titan, by 2040. Titan is the only celestial body other than Earth that has been proven to host liquid lakes and seas on its surface. The submarine will be carried to Titan by a spacecraft similar to the X-37 orbital test vehicle. Titan's atmosphere is a mix of methane, nitrogen, and argon, and the surface has liquid methane oceans and lakes. Atmospheric pressure is 50% higher than Earth at sea level. The spacecraft would decelerate on contact with Titan's dense atmosphere and glide into the sea, where the sub would be ejected from the spacecraft. The submarine's radiothermal Stirling generator can propel the craft at about 4 kilometers an hour and generates heat to keep the craft from freezing in the liquid methane sea. The sub will measure the alien sea's chemistry, currents, and tides, as well as hunting for evidence of organic life. At surface level, the craft is able to transmit data directly back to Earth via its antenna. NASA hopes by studying Titan's crack in mare, the mission could reveal whether environmental conditions hospitable to life may be found on planets and moons outside our solar system.
This personal sub can take you and your two buddies underwater. A personal submarine sounds like a gadget James Bond or Batman would use, but one Dutch company is hoping to give us all a go as well. Netherlands-based engineering company Ortega Submersibles have created a personal underwater vehicle capable of transporting 3 people underwater together. The submersible is named the Mark 1C. It can carry 350 liters of cargo, meaning divers are able to carry more air or equipment as required. The 570-kilogram vessel is powered by 2 10-kilowatt-per-hour electric thrusters. These propel it at speeds of up to 16.7 kilometers per hour on the ocean surface and 20 kilometers per hour underwater. Ortega says its designs are based on a World War II RAF motorized submersible canoe project called Sleeping Beauty. These were used by British forces for clandestine reconnaissance missions. Let us know in the comments if you'd like to see an animation on these and how they worked. The Mark 1C can dive to depths of 95 meters. Most recreational divers can only make it to 40 meters. Hansol 378i lightweight batteries allow the submersible to operate for 11 hours. The Mark 1C also comes equipped with advanced naval technology, including magnometers, sonars, and other sensors. Each passenger is equipped with a digital display that shows the status of the submersible, as well as a navigation system for above and underwater exploration. To extend dive time, the submersible also has an onboard air supply for each diver. There has been no statement regarding the price or release date from Ortega just yet, so until that time, does anyone fancy snorkeling or diving with sharks instead? No, just us? Okay then. Russia developing robot to mimic enemy submarines. Vladimir Putin could soon have an ocean-going drone at his disposal that can mimic the characteristics of different submarines, making it useful for naval drills or spy missions. The Surrogate, an autonomous unmanned submarine powered by lithium-ion batteries that can operate for 15 to 16 hours at a time, is being developed by a Russian military contractor. The drone measures more than 50 feet long and weighs almost 40 tons, with a maximum diving depth of almost 2,000 feet. It can employ towed sonar arrays to simulate another submarine's acoustic and electromagnetic fields, and can imitate both conventional and nuclear submarines. The Surrogate can also be used for underwater terrain mapping and reconnaissance. Military designers claim the drone is simple to operate, with low maintenance and upgrade costs. They are currently in talks with the Russian Navy and believe there may be interest from foreign buyers.
South Korea's 10-person military submersible. The South Korean Navy has a submersible that also doubles as a surface vessel. According to Korean naval manufacturer Vogo, the SDV-1000W can be deployed via airdrop from a C-17 or C-130 aircraft. It can carry a crew of 10. On the surface, it can travel at 35 knots or 40 miles per hour via diesel engines and water jet propulsors. While submerged, it can travel at 6 knots or 7 miles per hour using lithium polymer batteries and silent electric motors. Submarine expert H.I. Sutton reports that the vessel functions like a wet sub and that the crew still wear diving gear and receive oxygen from a sizable onboard air system. This lets passengers exit underwater. The vessel can also be landed on a beach.
UK's Boaty Mcboatface submarine will soon begin its first voyage. The yellow submarine, named Boaty Mcboatface, will embark on its first voyage this week. The silly name was in fact chosen by the public for the UK's new polar research ship, but the British government didn't appreciate the humor. Boaty Mcboatface will leave Punta Arenas, Chile, aboard British polar ship RRS James Clark Ross for the Southern Ocean on March 17th. The ship will release the submarine in a gap in a ridge known as Orkney Passage. Boaty Mcboatface is a new type of autonomous submersible that can descend to a depth of 6,000 meters and can travel under ice. It can transmit data back to its mothership via a radio link. The submarine will map the circulation of deep water, known as the Great Ocean Conveyor, which plays a critical role in regulating our climate system. The British government named the new polar research ship as the RRS Sir David Attenborough, after the famous naturalist and broadcaster. The ship is expected to be completed by 2019.
Autonomous submarine used in MH370 search. The Australian naval ship Ocean Shield will head out to sea to join the multinational search for missing Malaysian Airlines flight MH370 today with a high-tech autonomous submarine on board. The Bluefin 21 autonomous submarine measures 0.6 meters by 4.93 meters and weighs 750 kilos. It is launched using a special harness. The Bluefin has a cruising speed of 4 knots and can operate for more than 20 hours on a single mission. Operating at depths of up to 4,500 meters, the Bluefin scans the ocean floor using a multi-beam echo sounder, side-scan sonar, as well as a high-definition camera and magnetometer. The Bluefin is capable of scouring 100 kilometers of ocean bed per day. It has now been 23 days since flight MH370 disappeared. Authorities fear the 30-day life of the plane's black box flight recorder locator beacon will expire before the search equipment arrives in the new search area.